Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. Today I did want to talk about what is on my wish list for 2024. My wish list from last year, I didn't get to cross off everything off the list. I'm gonna let you know what it is that I was able to accomplish from the 2023 wish list. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I'm gonna go based on categories. So first I'm gonna talk about handbags, and this is gonna be a mixture of what I've crossed off and what is still on my list and what do I want. So the very first item that was on my list for 2023 is my Alma in the PM size, and I was able to get this cutie. I got it early on in 2023. The next item that I had on my list was a Speedy 25. While I did specify that I wanted either the Damier Azur or the monogram canvas, both by Louis Vuitton, I didn't get those exactly, but I did get a size 25 Speedy in my collection. This is in the Vandalier wine color. This is my Speedy 25. I do still think that I might still want a Speedy 25, hopefully in the monogram still or in the Damier Azur. And then reflecting back on all the other handbags that were on my list last year, I wanted something from Chanel in 2023, but I kind of took a step back and kind of, I guess, got into the rabbit hole of all of the comments and feedback and reviews on Chanel and how a lot of people don't really feel that it's worth it because of the quality declining and the price going up. Unless I walk into a boutique and I find one that is like perfect, at least in my eyes, as would be a first time Chanel owner, then I think I would jump into it. But for right now, it's not in my radar just because of all the feedback and everything that I have in my mind. And also too, I do got to be conscious about, you know, these are thousands of dollars that are going into a handbag that it's probably going to get maybe a month, 2 months worth of use in the first year, and then probably will sit in the shelf, and it's a lot of money, right? While handbags can be investments, I don't think I am ready to spend $12,000 because I did want the classic flap in the large size or the jumbo size. Then if I had to settle, I would do it with a medium, but I don't really want to do that. I just want to go for what I want and then just call it a day, experience it a little bit and see if I want a second piece. So that's the one that I would do it with, but it is a lot of money, so I'm gonna take it off my list for 2024 and kind of just, if it comes up my way, then sure, but it's not gonna be a priority. Also too, one thing that I am doing for 2024 is that I want to condense down my wish list because I want to make it a little bit more attainable, and I actually want to be able to cross off more items off my list than what I have been able to cross off in the past years. For 2022, I think I only crossed off 2 items, and then for 2023, I guess I technically only crossed off the Alma PM, but then I do have this item, and then I also wanted something else that I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I want to make it a little bit more attainable and kind of focus on it, right? I also don't want to have a long list of items, like not everything that I want in my entire lifetime, because obviously I want to enjoy everything as I acquire it, and it's better to kind of just slow down rather than go in and grab everything that you can, right? Right, so sticking with handbags, crossing Chanel off my list, do still have a Louis Vuitton Noé in my wish list. This is the Petite Noé. This is one that makes me very nervous. It's not expensive whenever you talk about Louis Vuitton, honestly. It makes me nervous because of the base being fully untreated leather. In December, I did help one of my neighbors do a Christmas holiday tour, and one of the visitors that came by her home had this bag in a very well-loved condition, and I just loved it. Like, it is perfect. It shows the age, how much you've admired it, how much you've also chosen that bag over all the other bags. Like, that's what I liked about that one. I think she had the larger one, like the actual Noé, but yeah, I would like to do it in the Petite Noé. I feel like that's a good enough size to carry everything, and the other one might be a little bit too big. I don't know, I would have to go into the store and try both on side by side to kind of make a decision, but this is a bag that hopefully I can get in 2024. Next on my list, I still have a Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the PM size, a Damier Azur. I kind of see less and less of this. I want this piece, especially because I already have the other 2 canvases in the MM size. I don't think I would consider it in a GM size or consider any Neverfull in the GM size, to be quite honest. Maybe if I had like a family that I could justify that size for an everyday purpose, possibly, but right now I think the PM size would be perfect. And then I don't have it in the Damier Azur already, so it would be just like, you know, checking the box twice, right? But if I'm able to get the Speedy in the Damier Azur, then I might just kind of slow down on the Neverfull. But they're both great bags, and I do want an Azur piece for sure, so I'm gonna try to aim to get one of the 2 this year. And handbag wise, I am not really really looking into like Gucci or possibly, I mean, I've always kind of wanted a Lady Dior, maybe like a medium size, but I'm not quite sure I want to pay that much for a handbag that does not hold its value at all. So that's kind of like in the back burner. I will try to get it maybe in the pre-owned market. So that is something that I kind of have in mind, but I still don't want to waste money because it doesn't retain money, if that makes any sense. So there goes that for other brands. I mean, Gucci has adorable designs. I'm not there with them. I've always kind of wanted a Celine luggage, or like the mini luggage. I think that's the size, not the little itty bitty one that you can do as a crossbody, but just do a top handle. So I think that's either the micro or the mini, one of the two. But similar to the Lady Dior, they don't hold the value at all. So if I do come across a very beautiful one in great condition in the pre-owned market, then I would be up for getting it. I would like it in either a black, a gray, or there's like an olive green color that I'm not quite sure what it's called. I'm trying to remember the name. Probably like a forest green, very dark tone of green. That is something that is in my mind to get, or even like a red lipstick kind of color. I think that would be fun. I think I need a fun pop of color in my wardrobe, so possibly doing it through a Celine, or like I said, a Lady Dior in the pre-owned market. The last bag that I have in my wish list is by Louis Vuitton, and this is a Capucines. I want it in the MM size, or I think they kind of call it the PM now. I'm not quite sure that they have a lot of items in the MM version, but this is a black Capucines with the flower crown. I think that's what it's called. I think this one is fantastic. I have tried this in store multiple times, both in the US and overseas, and I do really like it, but I hate how it doesn't retain its value, similar to the Lady Dior and even the Celine. I hope to get it in store just to kind of experience that whole life with that handbag from zero to whenever I decide to sell it or pass it down to somebody. But I think that's a timeless handbag that I would for sure enjoy. So that is one that is in my list. It's just kind of high up there in price. I think it's just under $8,000, about $7,700 or something like that. So that is something to consider perhaps for a birthday. Every time that I do see it, I do really want it, but it's just biting the bullet on that price range, right? That would be like my most expensive handbag to date. So I'm kind of working my way up there, and hopefully I can do that this year. Moving on to the next category, which is jewelry. Last year I did have a luxury watch on my list, and this was by Cartier, and I wasn't able to get that exact piece. I do still have a Cartier Tank Must in my list on the size large, so that is on my list for 2024, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get there because last year, while I didn't get the Cartier, I did get a Rolex, which I'm wearing today. This is an oyster perpetual with a pink dial, size 34 millimeters, and I do have an unboxing and kind of like the whole story behind that I'll link down below in case you're interested in watching that video. While I didn't have this on my list, I did of course want a Rolex, and I actually do want another one, but they're pretty high up there in price to where I'm not quite sure that I can cross that off plus some other things off my wish list, which is why I've never kind of mentioned it. But now, since I already do have one, the end all be all for me, at least in the Rolex game, would be a two-tone watch. This would be a silver or a steel with ever rose, which is the rose gold color, and possibly the different bracelets. So the one that has more facets, which is called the Jubilee, and also with the phase that is not dome, because I already have the dome combination through my watch here. It would be fluted. So I'm gonna put the image right here on the side, but again, if I'm remembering the price correctly, the exact configuration that I want is just under like $16,000. So it's a lot of money for one piece of jewelry. But of course, Rolex, unlike handbags, high-end jewelry like that, is an investment. So it's something to consider, and it's something that I kind of feel more inclined to spend that much money on compared to a handbag like a Chanel, just because you know the history, right? And yes, Chanel has gone up, but I kind of feel like it's coming down in some way. But anyways, that's kind of where I'm at with the luxury watches. I did have also a Van Cleef's and Arpels necklace in my wish list, and possibly start my whole collection of VCAs, but I don't know that I would want to spend that kind of money for that piece, because it's a small little pendant on a dainty necklace, and basically the name is what's carrying the price. So I think I just have to go into the store and try on a full set to kind of see whether it's worth it or not. I mean, a lot of people do like them, and even whenever I see them out and about, I do really like it, and I am someone who wears dainty jewelry already, so I do think it would be a perfect match. But I don't know. I mean, once you consider the entire set, that's probably like a whole nother watch, you know what I mean? So instead of having that necklace as a priority in my wish list, I'm gonna put it in the back burner. And what I do want to get, and I actually tried to get in 2023, was a cable bracelet by David Yurman. I actually did buy one from Fashion File. It was in excellent condition. It had the box, but when it arrived, I have a small wrist, but I guess I thought I had an ultra small wrist to where it didn't fit at all. Like I couldn't even stretch it, and I know you can stretch them a little bit, but still, like I didn't want to do that. Like I felt bad, but I had to go return it. And this was actually right before they had, like, you can return for free, but you would have to pay that 10% restocking fee, which now I think it's you pay the restocking fee plus the return shipping or something like that. So that was right before that new rule went into effect, which I thought was cool because I really haven't bought anything that I had to return from Fashion File since. So that was awesome. But I do have it in my wish list, and I think I would have to go into the store to actually get this item so that I don't have to return anything. I did take note that bracelet that I got was the 5mm with the parasolites, like the grayish kind of gem on the end. I'm gonna put a picture right here so you can see which one it was. It was so gorgeous, even in person. It feels like it's very versatile. And even though I wanted an amethyst, which is a purple, or a blue topaz, the light sky blue color, or even a pearl or a black, after seeing that one in person, I kind of like it too. So maybe pretty much any color that I can get would be great, I feel. So that one was in the size P, which I'm assuming it means petite. And I do have an actual 4mm cable bracelet from David Yurman. It has a little symbol. It's very tiny and faint to the naked eye. You probably have to like use your phone camera to see what it says, but it has an M, so I'm pretty sure it means medium. So now I know going forward that's the size that I would need to get if I am getting it pre-loved. But I think it's gonna have to be in person, and I've had a cable bracelet in my wish list for so many years that I think I just have to go in store and go ahead and get it. Now what color combination that might be, I'm not quite sure, so we'll just have to wait and see what it is that I opt for. Moving on to accessories, I want to add a luxury belt that has silver hardware. I do already have a Louis Vuitton that has a monogram on one side and the black leather on the reverse side with a gold emblem, but I do need a silver one because I feel like I wear more silver jewelry, so that even though I know I have it, I still don't gravitate towards it as much as I would like to. Like most of the time I just don't wear a belt, and it's more because of the emblem being gold rather than silver. So I hope that Louis Vuitton sometime in the future comes out with a silver belt that I can interchange that buckle with what I already have. That way I can increase my color combinations with my luxury belt. But in the meantime, I think Salvador Ferragamo has one that is reversible. The buckle itself and one side is gold and the other side is silver. So I saw this in person maybe early last year. I thought it was neat, but I had just purchased my other one, or maybe it was like 2 years ago. I don't quite remember, but whenever I saw it, I had just purchased the other one to where I was just like, wait, let me not get two luxury belts back to back. Let me enjoy this one and then kind of get my feel and whatnot of what I like and what I don't before I jump into that one. So that one is on my mind. Or I do know that Hermes has a silver buckle that I can just use. So either that one by Ferragamo or the one from Hermes. So if you do have an experience with either or, let me know. I do already have a Salvatore Ferragamo belt in a black with a matte black emblem. It's not too flashy. It's something that I can wear anytime pretty much, and I think it's okay experience with them to where I'm okay with doing it again through a different belt, either the reversible hardware or just like a plain silver buckle. So that is what I have on my list as far as wearable accessories. And a new accessory that I have in my list is by Louis Vuitton. This is the little trio pouch Kirigami set, and I have seen this in store obviously, and even my client advisor had mentioned it to me before because I had said, hey, I want this in particular, and then she was like, I think this one's gonna work. But then I looked at it, and the one that they have in permanence, the red, the blush, pink sort of trio, like it wasn't really calling my name, but late last year they released like their Color Mania, I think it's called, or something like that they have it in the Kirigami sets, and it has different colors. It has like a blue and like a hot pink or something like that. I'm gonna put the image right here. That set is something that I would really love to check out in store and see how it differs from the one that they have all year round. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. It's just, you know, pretty much just the color inside of the pouch, which really and truly doesn't really matter because it's inside. It's not like anyone outside can see it. But anyways, this is something that I have in my list for 2024, and I think I would really use it. I can use the little small one for business cards, and then I've been wanting to have a pouch for my Kindle, which I can technically buy any pouch pouch from Amazon, but I kind of want to see if it fits on one of the two Kirigamis. So if you do have a Kindle and you do have the Kirigami set, let me know if it fits in the medium or the large size. But even then, I could still use, you know, like the medium for a catch-all and then the large for it, like a envelope sort of clutch for a night out, or just for like a grab and go kind of bag. I've seen people convert them, and even though I haven't really converted any of my accessories into handbags, I mean, I might as well use stuff to their fullest potential. So I'm maybe thinking about that, but I don't know. I'll have to go in store to see how I like it. I'm probably just gonna like it in pictures rather than in person, like in that original set that they had, but we shall see. I'm gonna sneak in a wish list item, and this is a laptop. So I've had my MacBook Pro since 2012, like it's like summer 2012. I got it whenever I was gonna start college, and I still have it, but it's really slow. So I do have to get another MacBook Pro, but of course with seeing all the other options, like they have the M3 and the M3 Max and the M3 Pro or something like that, of course I want the best of the best, especially knowing I've had mine for so many years. Kind of want to have my next laptop for so many years as well, and might as well do the investment into getting the best option that they have. But of course that is more expensive. That's actually maybe like one or two of my handbags in my wish list. So I might have to either do like just say the base, like M3 Max, I think that is what it's called, instead of like upper level. I don't know. I do need a laptop, so if you do have the M3 Max by Apple, the MacBook Pro, let me know what you think about it. Again, I just have the MacBook Pro Simple, like I'm not even sure it has like a chip name the way the new ones do, but that is on my list for 2024. And because I do edit on my MacBook and it's really slow, I think I really need to push this up to the top. I do want some shoes in my collection. I do have maybe like the black Rons in my wish list, but I have purchased luxury shoes in the past. Like I feel like I've purchased more of that than handbags in the past 2 years at least. But I kind of want to slow down with my luxury shoes, or even just shoes in general, because even last year I've got like so many sneakers. Like it was just another shoe year that I had to make space in my closet too for that. So I'm gonna kind of tone down with these shoes. I do want a pair of boots, but I'm not quite sure which. So that's why I'm not even gonna do any shoe mentions or any prioritizing any shoes within my 2024 list. And with that, you guys, that actually makes up my 2024 wish list. I'll have links in case you are also interested in any of these pieces. But if you do have any good recommendations that you think that I would enjoy, please leave those down below. Also too, if you do have a wish list, let us know what are your top items that you're wanting to get for 2024. I want to thank you so very much for spending your day with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.